My name is Colleen Marie. I am an alternative fashion model, a cosplayer, and a gamer. I also like stuffed animals, My Little Pony, and making my own My Little Pony stuffed animals. Final Fantasy cosplay is just a personal preference for me. I can really be a masochist for girls with really intricate costumes. Every single time I make a new costume, I have to face some new challenge and overcome it, and that's what makes it all the more rewarding. My favorite game is surprisingly not from the Final Fantasy series. My favorite game is Guild Wars, and that includes all its campaigns and its expansion pack, Guide of the North. And my favorite game is probably soon to be Guild Wars 2, because I've been beta testing it and following it ever since it came out. And the reason why I love Guild Wars so much is because one of the things that makes games worth playing to me is playing with other people. And I've never met a community like the Guild Wars community. And I just never played Warcraft, and I couldn't really get into World of Warcraft, and Guild Wars laid out the lore, it laid down the law for me. It was really great, and it was a good first experience, and I've been playing it since I was 12. One thing that really makes me angry is misogyny in the video game community, and I've had to encounter that a lot in my life. Like, if a girl's a gamer, obviously she's, fat, ugly, or slutty. She can't actually, or she's pretending. If a girl's pretty and she plays video games, she's just pretending to get attention, She's just pretending so that nerds will like her. That's not true. And people have said that to my face. They told me I'm not a gamer, I'm just pretending to be a gamer to get people to like me. Like I would live my entire life a lie to get people to like me, and that's not true. That sort of misogyny is dangerous thinking. And I think the gaming community, hell, I think that the world in general would be a better place if women felt accepted in the gaming community, if they felt equal in the gaming community, if they could hop on voice chat without, getting 1,000 emails at the end of it being like, hey baby, you that some men and some people just over the internet. I don't know. Girls do it to girls too. If they feel threatened by another girl, they'll just start saying, oh, she's a slut, she's a whore. Come on, girls, we gotta unite. There's not that many of us. Anyway, that's just something that really frustrates me. I think all video game genres have a future. With technology progressing as rapidly as it has been. I mean, when I was a kid, I played Sega Genesis, and 3D graphics were like, whoa, 3D. It sounds sort of stupid, but I hope that someday gaming goes into the sort of holographic direction, at least for stuff like Battlefield 3 and stuff like Final Fantasy. That would be so cool to actually put yourself in the game. As for stuff like Super Mario and, there's always going to be some sort of party game that people need to play. I don't know if it's gonna go in the super duper advanced direction, but the thing is you can't stop the Mario. Mario is always going to exist, he's always going to be iconic, and everyone's always going to love those characters, no matter what direction it goes in, because that is roots, that is history, that is, what sort of pioneered the game industry into what it is today. So, who knows, but it's gonna go somewhere fun. I'm one of those super goody tissues who gets all of their stuff legally. The only stuff that I don't have that's super kosher is like the game music that I searched for on iTunes and couldn't find. But the thing is, I've known a lot of pirates and I know a lot of pirates, and there's no way to stop them. They're really smart. And usually, you know, they've got some other form of coding or language training, or as long as there are good games out there, there are going to be people pirating them. But that's the thing, if you make your game good enough, then a lot of people are going to buy it as well. So how much are you really suffering if a couple people pirate it? However, I have encountered situations where people had a biff with the company. Like, I think the particular situation was BioWare, so they wouldn't buy the game, but they did pirate it because they still thought it was worth playing. So it was sort of like sticking it to the man or something. But it's the digital era. People are always going to find a way. People are smart. And just because they're not employed, you know, at the security company doesn't mean that they know nothing about security. So, I've been cosplaying for about 3 or 4 years now, making my own costumes and wearing them and making them for other people. What attracts me to cosplay is partially the fashion design, partially the challenge of sewing, that sort of thing, and a lot of it is from the female characters that I see in these comics, in these video games. When I was really little, I watched my dad play Tomb Raider, and I saw Lara Croft, and she was so strong, and she dual-wielded pistols, and like she shot at dinosaurs, and she could climb everywhere, and she was the coolest, and I wanted to be just like her. And nowadays, it's sort of like I can slip into that character for a little while I'm wearing that costume, and that's what really makes it work. Like 20 minutes into my first convention that I ever went to, there was a very large, middle-aged, sweaty man, and I was Misty from Pokemon. Like, I was supposed to be like 12, whatever, like 11 years old. He asked for a picture with me, and you know, 20 minutes into my first convention ever, I'm like, okay, sure, you can have a picture with me. And I get caught in between his man boob and his very large tricep, and it was sweaty and it smelled, and you know, he didn't get the picture right the first time, so like he put me back under there, and I was like, oh god. It was a little bit terrifying. I almost got separated from my friend, but yeah, not a huge fan of touching people at conventions anymore. My hobbies obviously include gaming. I love reading. I especially love reading sci-fi novels. I like to sew stuffed animals sometimes, and I don't know, I do a whole lot. I dabble in a whole lot. And oh, I almost forgot the biggest thing. I love to draw. Drawing and painting, especially digitally, love it. I'm hoping to make a career out of it, so. As for future cosplays, I'm hoping to have Maya from Borderlands 2 done by Borderlands 2 release date. That would be super cool for me. Other than that, Final Fantasy 12, I definitely want to do Ash. Was thinking about doing Fran, but that would require some extensive makeup-ing on my part because I'm pretty pale compared to her especially. But yeah, Final Fantasy 12 and Borderlands 2. My advice to new cosplayers that are just starting out is, first of all, listen to people that give you advice and ask questions. Seriously, send them notes, comment on their stuff, you know, don't be afraid to ask. Just because you think their costume is really good, they might not get back to you, but then again, they might. So, like, don't be shy, you know, get in there. Second of all, learn how to put a wig on properly, and learn how to put in contacts. If you can put in contacts. Some people I know can't. But, it's weird, it's scary to touch your eye at first, It's strange. I haven't gotten completely used to it yet, but it's totally worth it, and it makes the costume just so much more. It takes it from here and it puts it up here. You know, just that one small thing. So, yeah. Don't reject other people's advice. Ask other people. Wigs, contacts. Right now, I have 2 possible directions I really want life to go. Long term, I would love so much to be a concept artist for a video game company, or do freelance art for like stuff like magic cards. I know that cosplay tends to get more popular than some forms of artwork, but I'm not that bad. Second option is I would love to make money, you know, cosplaying. Like if people hired me to be at parties or something, or if, I don't know, just became such an internet sensation that I got money from nowhere. That'd be really cool. But that one's more of a pipe dream. That's not as realistic. I'm really shooting for the concept artist, and I'm slowly making my way there. So, thank you, GamezMentor, so much for this opportunity. I'm really looking forward to this positive exposure, and I hope it benefits you guys too. Bye.